I need to tell you something that's going to make you absolutely furious. Something that will make you question everything your doctor has told you. Research published just 3 months ago in a major cardiology journal shows that a simple 5-minute habit you can do tonight, right before bed in your own bedroom, lowers blood pressure more effectively than the pills you're taking right now. More effectively, 5 minutes free, no prescription needed, and I'd bet everything I own that your doctor hasn't mentioned it to you. Not once. Why? Why would your doctor not tell you about something that works better than the medications they're prescribing? I'll tell you exactly why in a few minutes. But first, you need to understand what those blood pressure pills are actually doing to your body, because what I'm about to reveal will shock you. It shocked Dr. Sarah when she first saw the research, and it's going to change everything you think you know about controlling blood pressure. Let me ask you something right now. Are you taking blood pressure medication? If you are, I need you to pay very close attention to what I'm about to say, because there's a 90% chance you're experiencing side effects that you've never connected to those pills. Side effects your doctor never warned you about, side effects that are destroying your quality of life. And you think it's just getting older, but it's not. It's the medications. Let me tell you about William, 73 years old, been on blood pressure medications for 14 years. Started with 1 pill, then 2, then 3. By the time he came to see Dr. Sarah, he was taking 3 different blood pressure medications every single morning, maximum doses. And you know what? His blood pressure was still 148/90, still dangerously elevated despite 3 pills. His doctor wanted to add a 4th medication, but here's what his doctor never asked about. William had a cough. Not just any cough. A dry, hacking, relentless cough that came in spasms throughout the day. Embarrassing, exhausting, keeping him awake at night. This cough had been going on for 3 years. 3 years, and nobody connected it to his blood pressure medication. His ankles were swollen every single evening, puffy, painful. His socks left deep grooves in his skin. He couldn't walk comfortably. Another side effect never mentioned. He was getting up to urinate 4 times every night. 4 times. His sleep was destroyed. Wake up, stumble to bathroom, fall back asleep, wake up again an hour later. Night after night, week after week, year after year, complete exhaustion. Side effect number 3, and there were others. Sexual dysfunction, complete inability, devastating to his marriage, devastating to his sense of himself as a man, but too embarrassing to mention to his doctor. Dizziness when standing up. Twice he'd nearly fallen. Terrified of breaking a hip, brain fog, couldn't remember things, couldn't concentrate, struggled to find words mid-sentence. All of these, every single one, caused by the medications that were supposed to be helping him. And his blood pressure was still 148/90, still elevated, still dangerous. So all that suffering, all those side effects, and he still wasn't protected. Now here's what I need you to understand. William's story is not unique. This is happening to millions of people right now. Maybe it's happening to you. You're taking your blood pressure pills faithfully. You're doing what your doctor told you, but you're coughing. Your ankles are swollen. You're getting up multiple times at night. You're exhausted. You're foggy. You can't perform sexually, and you think, well, I'm getting older. This is just what happens. No, this is what blood pressure medications do to you, and nobody tells you because nobody's asking. Your doctor sees you for 15 minutes every 3 months, checks your blood pressure. It's still a bit high, prescribes another pill, sends you home, never asks, how are you sleeping? How's your energy? How's your sex life? Are you coughing? Are your ankles swelling? They don't ask because they don't have time. They don't ask because they're not trained to think about quality of life. They're trained to treat numbers on a blood pressure cuff. But there's something else going on here, something darker, something that's going to make you angry when you understand it fully. Why don't doctors tell patients about non-pharmaceutical interventions that work? Why don't they mention breathing techniques, stress management, specific dietary changes that can lower blood pressure as effectively as medications? I'll tell you exactly why. There's no profit in it. Nobody makes money when you learn to breathe correctly. No pharmaceutical sales representative visits your doctor's office with free samples of breathing exercises. No medical conferences sponsored by big breathing teaching doctors about resonant frequency techniques. There's no patent on breathing, no prescription pad needed, no monthly refills, no profit margin. Blood pressure medications generated $28 billion in revenue last year. $28 billion. Those pills you're taking, those pills that are making you cough and swell and urinate all night, someone is making enormous amounts of money from them. And that someone has a vested interest in you staying on those pills forever. But here's what really makes Dr. Sarah furious. The research exists. The studies are published. Major cardiology journals have documented that specific breathing techniques lower blood pressure by 10, 15, 20 points or more. Results comparable to medications, sometimes better than medications, with 0 side effects, 0 cost, 0 risks. And doctors aren't telling their patients why, because they don't know. Medical schools don't teach this. Pharmaceutical companies don't promote it. So doctors do what they were trained to do, write prescriptions, add more pills, increase doses, never questioning whether there might be a better way. Are you starting to feel angry yet? Because you should be. If you've been suffering with side effects from blood pressure medications while there's a simple 5-minute habit that works just as well, you should be absolutely furious. Years of your life, years of suffering, years of paying for medications, years of side effects, and nobody told you there was an alternative. But I'm not going to tell you what that 5-minute habit is yet. I know that's frustrating. I know you want me to just reveal it right now, but you need to understand something first. You need to understand why this works. Because if I just tell you, breathe slowly for 5 minutes, you're going to dismiss it. You're going to think, that's it. Just breathing that can't possibly work, and you'll never do it consistently. You'll try it once or twice, not see immediate results, and go back to suffering with your medications. So I need you to understand the mechanism. I need you to understand what's actually happening in your body when your blood pressure is elevated. And I need you to understand what those medications are doing and why they often fail. Your blood pressure is controlled by 2 branches of your nervous system: the sympathetic nervous system and the parasympathetic nervous system. Think of them like a gas pedal and a brake pedal in a car. Sympathetic is the gas pedal. It speeds everything up, increases heart rate, constricts blood vessels, raises blood pressure. This is your fight or flight response. It's designed for emergencies, for running from danger, for acute stress. Parasympathetic is the brake pedal. It slows everything down, decreases heart rate, relaxes blood vessels, lowers blood pressure. This is your rest and digest response. This is what should be active most of the time when you're not in danger. But here's the problem. Modern life keeps you stuck with your foot on the gas pedal. Chronic stress, financial worries, health concerns, family problems, constant news, social media. Your sympathetic nervous system is activated all day, every day. You never hit the brake. Your vessels stay constricted. Your heart rate stays elevated. Your blood pressure stays high. And what do blood pressure medications do? They try to force your vessels to dilate. They try to force your heart to beat slower. They're trying to override your gas pedal that's stuck to the floor, but they're not fixing the underlying problem. Your sympathetic nervous system is still in overdrive. The medications just suppress the symptom. That's why medications often stop working over time. That's why people like William need more and more pills. The underlying problem, the chronic sympathetic activation, keeps getting worse. The medications just mask it temporarily. But here's what nobody's telling you. There's a way to actually hit the brake pedal. There's a way to activate your parasympathetic nervous system directly. There's a way to tell your body, stop, relax, let go. And when you do this, remarkable things happen. Your heart rate slows naturally without medications forcing it. Your vessels relax naturally without drugs dilating them. Your blood pressure drops naturally because you've addressed the root cause instead of just suppressing the symptom. And the way you do this is so simple, so elegant, so obvious once you understand it that you're going to be shocked it's not taught to every single person with high blood pressure. But Dr. Syra is still not going to tell you yet because there's something else you need to understand. Something about what happened to William's father. Something that's going to make this very, very personal for you. William's father had high blood pressure, took medications for years, multiple pills, thought he was protected, thought he was doing everything right until one morning when he was 71 years old. He woke up, got out of bed, and collapsed. Massive stroke. Right side of his brain destroyed, left side of his body paralyzed completely. William found his father on the bathroom floor, face drooping, left arm twisted beneath him, left leg useless. His father looked at William with eyes full of terror and tried to speak, but no words came out. The stroke had destroyed his speech center. He could understand everything. He was trapped inside a body that wouldn't obey him with thoughts he couldn't express, screaming silently for help that couldn't come. His father never walked again, never spoke again. Spent the last 2 years of his life in a nursing home needing help with everything, bathing, dressing, toileting, every shred of dignity gone, just waiting to die until finally his heart gave out and released him. William was terrified this would happen to him because despite his 3 blood pressure medications, his pressure was still 148/90, still elevated, still dangerous. Every morning he'd check his blood pressure and see that number and think about his father, think about that morning, think about the paralysis, the nursing home, the slow death, and he'd wonder, is today the day? Will I wake up tomorrow, or will I have a stroke tonight? That's the reality of uncontrolled high blood pressure. It's called the silent killer for a reason. You don't feel it. You can't tell if your pressure is 120 or 170 based on how you feel. It doesn't hurt. There's no immediate warning. But every day with elevated pressure is another day of damage accumulating in your arteries, your heart, your brain, your kidneys. Silent damage, progressive damage, until suddenly it's catastrophic. Comment right now if you're taking blood pressure medications. Type BP meds so Dr. Syra can see how many of you are dealing with this, because what I'm about to reveal could genuinely save your life. But only if you're paying attention, only if you understand how serious this is. Now let me tell you about the research. Studies published in journals like Hypertension and the Journal of the American Heart Association. Rigorous, peer-reviewed research showing that a specific breathing technique practiced for just 5 minutes daily lowers blood pressure by an average of 10 to 15 points within 4 to 8 weeks. Some people see reductions of 20 points or more. Results comparable to blood pressure medications, sometimes better, with zero side effects, zero risks, zero cost. The technique is called resonant frequency breathing, and it's based on a simple principle. When you breathe at a specific rate, exactly 6 breaths per minute, something remarkable happens. Your breathing synchronizes with your heart rate variability. It synchronizes with your blood pressure oscillations. It synchronizes with something called your baroreflex, which is your body's natural blood pressure regulation system. This synchronization powerfully activates your parasympathetic nervous system. You're literally hitting the brake pedal, telling your body to stop, relax, let go, and your body responds. Heart rate slows, vessels relax, blood pressure drops. Not because medications are forcing it, but because you've activated your body's own regulation systems. 6 breaths per minute means 1 breath every 10 seconds. Inhale slowly for 5 seconds. Exhale slowly for 5 seconds. Deep breaths that fill your lungs completely. Slow, smooth, controlled for 5 minutes. That's it. That's the entire technique. Now, I can hear some of you thinking, that's it. Just breathing slowly. That seems too simple to work. I've tried deep breathing before and it didn't help. But here's what you need to understand. The specific rate matters. 6 breaths per minute. Not faster, not slower, exactly 6. This is the resonant frequency where synchronization occurs. Breathing faster doesn't work. Breathing slower doesn't work. 6 breaths per minute is the magic number. And consistency matters. This isn't something you do once when you're feeling stressed. This is a daily practice. 5 minutes every night before bed. Make it a ritual. Make it as automatic as brushing your teeth because the benefits accumulate over time. The first week you might notice better sleep. The second week, your blood pressure starts dropping. By 4 to 8 weeks, the changes can be dramatic. Let me tell you what happened when William started this practice. Every night at 10 p.m. before getting into bed, he'd sit in a comfortable chair, set a timer for 5 minutes, close his eyes, and breathe slowly, deeply. Inhale for 5 seconds, exhale for 5 seconds, 6 breaths per minute every single night. The first few nights felt awkward. His mind wandered. He'd lose count. He'd breathe too fast. But he kept practicing, and by the end of the first week, the rhythm felt natural. His body knew the pace. After 2 weeks, he noticed something profound. He was sleeping better, falling asleep faster, sleeping more deeply, still waking up to urinate because of his diuretic medication, but falling back asleep easily. For the first time in years, he was actually resting. After 4 weeks, he checked his blood pressure. It had dropped from his usual 148/90 to 136/82, 12 points lower, just from breathing. He couldn't believe it. He thought it was a fluke. He checked again the next morning, 138/84. The next day, 134/80. It was real. The breathing was working. After 8 weeks of consistent practice every single night, William's average blood pressure was 128/76, 20 points lower than when he started. Finally in the normal range. Finally truly controlled. And here's the remarkable part. Working with his physician, they were able to reduce his medications. They stopped the hydrochlorothiazide completely, the diuretic that was destroying his sleep. They reduced his lisinopril dose by half. He still took amlodipine, but at a lower dose. 2 medications at lower doses instead of 3 at maximum doses, and his blood pressure remained beautifully controlled. The improvement in William's quality of life was dramatic. He stopped waking up 4 times a night. He started sleeping 7 hours straight. His cough disappeared completely within 3 weeks of stopping the lisinopril. His ankle swelling resolved. His energy returned. His brain fog lifted. His sexual function improved significantly. He felt like a different person, like he'd been given his life back, and the breathing practice became something he actually cherished. Those 5 minutes every night became the most peaceful part of his day, a time to disconnect from everything, a time to connect with his own body, a time to just be. It was meditation, stress relief, blood pressure control, all in 5 minutes. But here's what I need you to understand very clearly. This is not a replacement for medical care. William is still on blood pressure medications, he still sees his doctor regularly, he still monitors his blood pressure at home, but he's on fewer medications at lower doses with dramatically fewer side effects. His quality of life has improved immensely, and his blood pressure control is better than it was on 3 maximum dose medications. This is what I mean by complementary intervention. The breathing practice doesn't replace medications for everyone, but it allows many people to reduce medications. It improves quality of life. It addresses the root cause while medications suppress the symptom. Together, they work better than either alone. Now let Dr. Saira tell you exactly how to implement this starting tonight. Find a quiet place where you won't be disturbed. Sit in a comfortable chair or lie on your bed. Set a timer for 5 minutes. Close your eyes if that helps you focus. Begin breathing slowly and deeply through your nose. Inhale for 5 seconds. Count slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Feel your belly expand. Feel your chest rise. Fill your lungs completely. Then exhale for 5 seconds. Count slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Feel your belly fall. Feel your chest drop. Empty your lungs completely. That's 1 breath. 10 seconds. 6 of these per minute. Continue for 5 minutes. At first, you might need to count. Some people find it helpful to use a free app that provides visual pacing cues for resonant frequency breathing. Whatever helps you maintain that 6 breaths per minute pace. Do this every single night before bed. Same time, same place. If possible, make it a ritual. Make it sacred. Make it the last thing you do before sleep, and be consistent. Don't skip nights. Don't make excuses. 5 minutes every night, no exceptions. You might not see dramatic changes immediately. Some people notice improvements within days. Others take several weeks. But research shows that with consistent practice, the vast majority of people experience meaningful blood pressure reduction within 8 weeks. Trust the process. Be patient. Keep breathing. Now, before we talk about how to discuss this with your doctor, I need to give you a critical disclaimer. The information I'm sharing today is strictly for educational purposes and should not be considered medical advice. Dr. Syra is not your personal physician and cannot provide individualized medical guidance. Never stop, start, or change any blood pressure medication without first consulting with your doctor. Stopping blood pressure medication abruptly can be dangerous and potentially life-threatening, causing dangerous blood pressure spikes, heart attack, or stroke. The breathing practice I've described is meant to complement medical treatment, not replace it. Every person's hypertension is unique and requires individualized medical management. Always work with your healthcare provider for all blood pressure decisions. Here's the conversation to have with your doctor. Schedule an appointment specifically for this discussion. Tell your doctor you've learned about resonant frequency breathing and the research showing it can significantly lower blood pressure. Ask if they think adding this practice to your current regimen would be appropriate. Most doctors will say yes, because there's literally no downside. No risks, no side effects, no drug interactions. Purely beneficial. Discuss monitoring your blood pressure at home. Get a reliable home blood pressure monitor if you don't have one. Check your pressure at the same time each day. Keep a log. This data shows you and your doctor how the breathing practice is affecting your blood pressure over time. If your blood pressure improves significantly with the breathing practice, and I believe it will for most of you, discuss with your doctor whether medication reduction might be appropriate. This must be done gradually, one medication at a time with close monitoring. Never make these changes yourself. But many people find that with consistent breathing practice, they can reduce or eliminate some medications under proper medical supervision. Ask your doctor about other lifestyle interventions. Breathing is powerful, but it's not the only tool. Weight loss if needed, regular exercise, dietary changes, stress management, sleep optimization, these all work synergistically. Before we finish, I want to make a request. If what you've learned has been valuable, if you're realizing there are evidence-based interventions that genuinely work but aren't promoted because there's no profit in them, I'm asking for 2 things. First, subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Dr. Syra's mission is sharing research-backed interventions that transform health but don't get marketed because pharmaceutical companies can't profit from them. Information that could genuinely change your life if you implement it. Second, share this video. Think about how many people you know taking multiple blood pressure medications and suffering from side effects. Your parents, your friends, your siblings. How many have never heard about this breathing practice? A simple share could give someone their life back. And if you want complete protocols about this breathing technique and other evidence-based interventions for blood pressure, cardiovascular health, and longevity, Dr. Syra has created something special. I'm working on a comprehensive ebook with detailed breathing protocols, other natural interventions backed by research and strategies for working with your doctor to potentially reduce medications safely. If you want to be notified when it's ready and receive exclusive health information I can't fit into videos, join my free newsletter. The link is in the description below. No spam, just valuable evidence-based education, updates on research, answers to questions, practical protocols you can implement immediately. The breathing practice is extremely safe for almost everyone, but if you have serious cardiovascular conditions like recent heart attack, unstable angina, uncontrolled heart failure, or severe arrhythmias, discuss with your cardiologist before starting. Some people experience slight dizziness when first practicing deep breathing. This usually resolves quickly. If dizziness persists or is severe, stop and discuss with your doctor. If you're on blood pressure medications and your pressure drops too low with the breathing practice, you might experience excessive dizziness, lightheadedness, or fatigue. These are signs your medications need adjustment. Contact your doctor if you experience these symptoms. This is actually a good problem to have because it means the breathing is working, but medication adjustment must be done under medical supervision. Today you've learned about a simple 5-minute nightly breathing practice that research shows can lower blood pressure as effectively as many medications without any side effects. You've learned the specific technique: 6 breaths per minute, inhale 5 seconds, exhale 5 seconds, 5 minutes before bed every night. You've learned why it works through parasympathetic activation. You've learned what discussions to have with your doctor about implementing this and potentially reducing medications. My message isn't to abandon medical care. My message is that you have more power than you've been told, more tools than you knew existed. Tools that are free, safe, effective, and backed by solid research, but not promoted because nobody profits from them. You can take control of your blood pressure through practices like this while working in partnership with your physician. Start tonight, right now, commit to yourself. Tonight, before bed, you're going to spend 5 minutes breathing, 6 breaths per minute. Set a timer, close your eyes, inhale 5, exhale 5. Do it every night for the next 8 weeks. Monitor your blood pressure, watch it drop, document the changes, then go to your doctor with data showing this works. Work together to optimize your treatment, potentially reduce medications, reduce side effects, improve your life. Share your experience in the comments. Are you going to try this tonight? Are you on blood pressure medications? What side effects are you dealing with? Type starting tonight if you're committing to this practice. Your commitment helps others commit too. Join my free newsletter for complete protocols. Link in description. You'll be first to know when my blood pressure ebook is released with everything you need to know about natural blood pressure control and working with your doctor to optimize treatment. Those 5 minutes tonight could be the beginning of transforming your health. The difference between 3 medications with terrible side effects and 1 or 2 at lower doses, between suffering daily or reclaiming your quality of life, between feeling helpless or empowered, between being terrified of a stroke or knowing you're doing everything possible to prevent one, the power is in your breath. The research proves it works. Your body knows how to heal itself when you give it the right signals. Tonight before bed, give your body that signal. Breathe slowly. 6 breaths per minute, 5 minutes. Start tonight. Be consistent. Watch your blood pressure drop, work with your doctor, take control of your health, and I'll see you in the next video where we continue this mission of sharing evidence-based interventions that genuinely work but aren't promoted because there's no profit in them. Take care of yourself, start breathing tonight, and I'll see you soon.